Hey guys, welcome back to my video. I have a very exciting topic today on dashboard design and user experience. So how do we go about designing a dashboard to effectively communicate the story while providing a seamless user experience? Well, I'm going to show you in today's video, so let's jump on into it. So I put this fictional company together called the New York Bike Shop. I'm actually an avid bike rider, and this actually works out perfectly because I like biking. But when it comes to dashboard design, we need to think about, do we want to go with a tile-based dashboard? Do we want to go with a widget-based dashboard? What makes the most sense with who our audience is and what the requirements are? So let's hypothetically say, we're the owner of this particular company and we want to see how the company is performing. We want to look at the sales, the expenses related to the company, and then the net income. So I put together a tile-based dashboard, and I thought that was the most appropriate. And essentially, in this case, it's very high level because it's more for a strategic decision maker, someone who's running the company. And when it comes to dashboard design, I think I mentioned this in my previous video. The science behind it is our eyes typically go from the top left, just like a book, and you read it from left to right. So the dashboard may be processed slightly different from each user. And what I mean by that is, we'll start in the top left corner like I mentioned, and they may read it from KPI left to right, or they may read it from the tile, top left tile, left to right. So that would encompass obviously the KPI and the month over month change, but as well as the targets, and they would see that all the way through consistently. So they're reading it potentially from tile left to right, or just the KPI left to right, and then they'll get down to the different thresholds. So each person may process it differently, but essentially most people will read it left to right and start, like I said, in the top left. Then when we get down to the sales, we see it's a line chart consistently all the way through. And at this point, what the beauty of dashboard design is, you're able to start training the user's brain to expect the consistency all the way through, right? So we see that the KPIs are laid out consistently. We see that there's the trends as a line consistently all the way through. So we're starting to really train the user's brain to expect consistency. And that's what really helps with user experience, is expecting that consistency, and they really don't have to think too much as to why something may be. So an example would be if we have a line chart, and all of a sudden we have a bar chart representing our trend. That would cause the user to think a little bit and make them say, well, why is it represented this way? Is it something different? So that consistency really helps with the experience and going all the way through. Because for me, just going left to right with these line charts, I can easily read it pretty quickly all the way through. So now we get down to the details section here, where we're actually seeing it by product. In this case, we're seeing the top products by sales, the month over month sales. Then we go through with the expense detail and the profit detail, consistently laid out the same way as above. So we're really starting to see a pattern here, right? And this is the cool thing as the designer. So we read it left to right, and that makes sense to us, right? We go through left to right, but we can also read it vertically. So we see as the company sales, we start with the highest number in the KPI, 1.73 million. Then we see it broken out a little bit more by year-to-date sales. Then we see it broken down even more by product. And then we even go down further where we see product and we see the sub-products within here. So it's really cool. As the dashboard designer, you control the experience, right? Left to right, or you can even read it within its own vertical. So that's the really cool thing about being really integrated with dashboard design and constructing it in a way that's going to provide that user experience for that user to come back each and every time, understand the data in a matter of seconds, and really not have to worry about trying to search and find that data that they're looking for, because it's all laid out in a consistent way that they're used to seeing.